Hello friends, welcome to Sundrabai Manikarsu Polytechnic. I am Professor Jagdane, Faculty of Basic Science. I am going to teach you basic physics. In previous lecture, we have already introduced this chapter, units and measurements. In 1.1, we have discussed about what is meant by physics, what are the physical properties of the matter, what are the chemical properties of matter, what is meant by unit, then what are the fundamental physical quantities, what are the derived physical quantities, how can we differentiate the fundamental physical quantities and derived physical quantities, what is meant by fundamental unit and what is meant by derived unit. In 1.2 we have discussed about systems of unit. In this system of units we have discussed about four different systems. First is CGS, then MKS, then FPS, then SI. So CGS stands for centimeter gram second, MKS stands for meter kilogram second, FPS stands for foot pound second. SI system is a standard international for unit. So such kind of four systems we have already discussed in 1.2. So now 1.3. This is a very interesting and useful topic, dimensions and dimensional formula. So why this is interesting or why it is a fantastic topic? Because when you forget a unit of any derived quantity or physical quantity while solving a problem, after result we must need to write a unit of that quantity. So if you forget, so dimension will help you to find out what is the correct unit of that physical quantity. So how? So let's see. The definition is here, but you will not directly understand its definition. The dimensions of a physical quantity are the power to fundamental units of a mass, length, time. So these are the all fundamental physical quantities, etc. must be raised to represent the given physical quantity. So I would like to write here some physical quantities just like length, mass, time, temperature, then luminous intensity. So length denoted by capital L, mass capital M, time capital T, temperature Kelvin means K, and luminous intensity C. So length is denoted by capital L, mass is denoted by capital M, time is denoted by capital T, temperature is denoted by capital K, and luminous intensity is denoted by capital C. So we have to use these letters while writing a dimension of any physical quantity. Either it is a fundamental physical quantity or derived physical quantity. So how to raise it? For example, I would like to give you an example. Suppose that this is length and I want to write the dimensions of length. I can write here L, M, T. So length is related to L. So I want to write a distance between A and B. A and B. So no mass is required for that. That's why this is the length. This is the length. So L1 is necessary. Once time M0. Why? Because mass is not necessary. T, time is also not necessary. So the dimension of length is only M1, M0, T0. So what we did here, we only raised the power of that unit of a fundamental physical quantity. We raise the power of fundamental unit or fundamental physical quantity in this case. So length is a fundamental physical quantity. So now you can easily understand what is the definition of a dimension, and it's so easy. The dimensions of a physical quantity are the power to fundamental units of mass, length, time, etc. must be raised to represent the given physical quantity. For the purpose of to represent the physical quantity, we have to give the power to the symbol of that physical quantity. If I know the temperature of some liquid, so I would like to that physical quantity in dimensional form. So I would like to write here T. So and K. So L0, M0, T0, K will be raised by 1 because once I measure a temperature of that particular liquid. So in this manner we have to write the dimensions of any physical quantity. So let's see one by one. So these dimensions of length, mass, temperature. Suppose that this is mass, length, time. Okay. So L, M, T, L1 in case of length, mass M1 in case of length, L, M, T, M1 in case of time, L, M, T. So you can understand that time is related to the T. So T will be raised by 1. So power of T is 1. Here power of M is 1. Power of M length for length. Power of L is 1. So anybody can understand that when we short out it, you can understand everything very well. For mass, M1. For length, L for length, L1. For time, T1. Okay. So this is all about the fundamental physical quantity. But what about the derived physical quantity? So let's see how to write the dimensions of a derived physical quantity. Suppose that velocity. So we must know the formula for the velocity, distance upon time. Distance upon time. Okay, distance upon time. So suppose that this is point A, this is point B, and time T is required to reach the particular point from point A to point B, or any particular object to reach from point A to point B. Suppose that this is a vehicle and this vehicle takes a time T to reach from point A to point B, and distance L is between the A and B. So we can write here distance L, time T. So how can we write the dimensions of this physical quantity? L, M, T. L, M, T. These dimensions are for length, these dimensions are for time. So L, length is there. Is mass is necessary for here? Not at all. Is time is required for to measure the length? Not at all. So M0, T0. What about time? Yes, time is required for that. Is distance is required to measure the time? No, not at all. So I will write here 0. So L is raised with 0. M is raised with 0. Why? Because mass is not necessary to find out the time, but time is required for to measure a time. That's why I can raise this time by 1. So what will be the resultant dimension? Resultant dimension will be L1 T1, L1 and T1. So what is the fundamental unit of this length? So we know that meter. What is the fundamental unit of time? Second. So what will be the SI unit of the velocity? It would be the meter per second. You can write this meter second inverse. So why this minus 1? Because M is at the numerator, S is at the denominator. So when denominators comes to the numerators, it becomes minus. So meter second inverse. We can write this equation, we can write this for unit in two ways: meter per second or meter second inverse. So this minus 1 is called as inverse. So this is all about how to write the dimensions and how to find out the unit of that particular fundamental physical quantity or derived physical quantity. So you just understand, if you don't know the unit of velocity, what is the SI unit of velocity, but these dimensions tells us how can find out the unit of that particular derived or fundamental physical quantity. If you know the dimensions and you don't know the formula for the velocity, so still these dimensions will help you. L is related to the length, so I can write here length or distance, and T is at the denominator, so L is 0, M is 0, T is 1, it means that distance upon time. So we can use dimension in two ways while solving the numerical or problems based on a first chapter or in any subject, any engineering subject, in physics, in chemistry, in mechanics, everywhere we can use such kind of dimensions to find out the formula of that particular fundamental or derived quantity or SI unit of that particular derived or fundamental physical quantity. Understand? So let's take next topic. 1.3.2. So we have already discussed about 1.3.2 in the how to write dimensions. So now let's see applications of dimensional formula. It was 1.3.2. How to write the dimensional formula. So let's see 1.3.2. 1.3.2. What are the applications of dimensional formula? Applications of the dimensional formula. Applications of dimensional formula. So there are so many applications. So let's see. First application, that is checking the correctness of given equation. Checking the correctness of any equation. So dimensions help us to check the correctness of equation. Whatever equation we have written on a paper or on a board, is that mathematical equation or physical equation is correct or not, that will be satisfied by the dimensions. Second is conversion from one system to another. Conversion from one system to another. For example, suppose that meter per second. So this can be converted into foot per second. This can be converted into centimeter per second. So such kind of conversions can be used by using the dimensional formula. Third is derive relationship between physical quantities. Derive relationship between physical quantities. The dimensional formula are useful to derive the relationship between two different or two or more fundamental physical quantities. So it is also useful for to derive the relationship between physical quantities. Either it is a fundamental physical quantity or derived physical quantity. 4. Scaling and studying the modes. How to scale? Scaling and studying the models. There are so many models are there in physics. So we can use these applications to scaling and studying the models. So these are the 4 applications of units in dimensions. So I hope that you will be understand what is meant by dimensions, how to write the dimension of physical quantities, either it is a fundamental physical quantity or either it is a derived physical quantities. So in next lecture we will discuss about the principle of homogeneity and dimensional constant. Thank you.